Shortly after Garden Warfare's anniversary, EA added Garden Warfare 1 for PlayStation 3 to their list of products they're shutting down. And with how poorly the anniversary was handled on EA's side, the community naturally responded with a lot of backlash. So in this video, I want to take a deeper look at the whole situation. But before I get to the point, I want to give some context behind this decision. Garden Warfare 1 began development back in early 2012 as a low-budget experimental title. It was part of a deal PopCap struck with Microsoft where their next few games would be limited-time exclusives: Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare and Peggle 2. At the time, the Xbox One wasn't out yet, so the game was being prepared for both the current generation and the upcoming future. It's pretty normal for games releasing around a new console launch to also support the previous one. If the new console flops, they can still rely on the older install base for sales, and obviously, the previous generation has way more players at the point. However, when Garden Warfare 2 released, the new generation was fully established and Xbox 360 support was already declining. That ended up making Garden Warfare 1 the only game in the series to have two completely separate player bases within the same console family. When the exclusivity deal expired, PopCap did the same thing again by porting the game to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So now you've got old gen and new gen on both sides. This meant PopCap was basically spending double the resources to cater to double the amount of players. And as those older consoles became discontinued, vulnerabilities started showing up. Jailbreaking became easier and security became weaker. And when that happens, cheats follow. Some older games basically turn into full anarchy once that stuff spreads. Whatever happens, happens. And that's pretty much what happened to Garden Warfare 1. The game has been on autopilot for years now without major updates or active oversight, and cheats have advanced to a huge degree, to the point where someone with an Android phone can connect to their PlayStation and activate stuff in lobbies. And this isn't just simple one-hit kill exploits. There have been vulnerabilities that allow people to snipe IP addresses. Now, IP leaks aren't the most catastrophic thing in the world, but it's definitely something that should not be happening in a multiplayer game. Eventually, EA had to respond in some way, and they chose the easiest solution: shut it down. Of course, that led to heavy backlash, and yeah, I get it. I hate EA as much as you do, but if I'm being honest, I don't really see another path here. You're dealing with a discontinued console, a discontinued game, and a studio that doesn't even exist in its original form anymore. From a business perspective, investing resources into patching deep vulnerabilities on a shrinking platform just doesn't make sense to them. It doesn't mean it doesn't suck though. It especially sucks for those who can only play on PlayStation 3. There are still people who actively use that console to this day, especially in countries where buying the latest hardware is just not realistic. As generations get older, they become cheaper. That's how a lot of people are able to get into these games in the first place, so for them, this is a big loss. And it's disappointing seeing a Garden Warfare game get shut down at all. But this is something all fans need to hear. These games have lifespans. When you're a live service title, you're only alive for as long as the publisher keeps the servers running. At some point in the future, Garden Warfare 2 will inevitably be shut down. The same goes for Battle for Neighborville. Garden Warfare 1 is just one of the oldest ones out of the bunch, running on extremely dated tech, so it's the first to go. This does make me worried for the Xbox 360 version. That one also has exploiters, even if it's to a less severe degree. Is that next? And if the shutdown is happening partly because of script kiddies on older hardware, then what does that mean for Garden Warfare 2 on PC? That game is infested with hackers, and it's 10 years old. Another unfortunate part about Garden Warfare is that it's completely online. Once the servers shut off, you cannot play at all. The game stores all save data online, and you need to connect just to access anything. Not even ops will be playable. So all physical copies become paperweight. There will be no reason to keep it installed. The only small bit of hope is custom servers. We've seen stuff like that happen on PC, and if people are dedicated enough, maybe progress could be made there. It's not guaranteed, but it's possible. Overall, the situation just sucks. There's no happy ending here. The game had a good life, but all things have to stop eventually. If it's not now, it's later. People are definitely going to feel nostalgic for this version, so before it's gone, it might be worth hopping on one more time for old time's sake. Let me know what memories you guys have with Garden Warfare 1 in the comments. I hope other platforms continue to stay up since PS3 is supposedly the most populated.